compound operators provide a shorthand way to update a variable. I talked about this last lecture. Age, for example, age equals age plus 1. You can simply write it like age plus equals 1. It is the same operation. And we frequently use these kind of operations in looping, iteration. And so just imagine maybe you are, for example, you have an account on Facebook or Instagram and you have entered your date. So the software keeps on updating your age every year by incrementing the variable that holds your age. Okay, and this is how they do it. Simple operation. All right, so division and modulo operator, these are important operators. You might think that why we are discussing these division operator, but it is important to perform many complicated operations. I will give you an example in a while. So here 20 divided by 10, it will return always a floating point value. So the important thing to remember is the division operator always returns the floating point value, the decimal, the value which contains the decimal number. Okay, even it is perfectly divisible, 20 divided by 10 should return 2, but it would return 2.0. Okay, and 5 divided by 10, 0.5. Then we have another operator, we call it floor division with double forward slash. Okay, it truncates the decimal part, it drops the decimal part, and result is an integer type if both operands are integer. If either of the operand is float, then the outcome will also be float. Let's see examples. So 20 floor divide by 10, both operands are integer, so the output is also an integer. Okay, unlike this unlike this simple division operator, you see here the output was 2, but it was 2.0 with a simple division operator. With the floor division operator, it is only 2. Next, 5 divided by 10, it should be 0.5 if you perform the simple division. If you are performing floor division, it will drop the decimal part, which is 0.5, so the output will be 0. Okay, here 5 divided by 2, again floor divided by 2, the output should be 2.5, but we are floor dividing it, so the 0.5 part will be dropped. But here it is appending 0.0. Why? Because one of the operator here has a floating point value. Okay, so if any one of the two operator has a floating point value, the output will also be floating point, but it does not mean that it will contain 2.5. It will still be 2.0. Okay, any question here? So you just need to remember these kind of simple thing, and that could be very good questions in exam. Okay, I gave you like what will be the output for this simple operation. Okay, and you should be able to identify, they may look all similar. So for example, 5.0 floor divided by 2 may have one of the options like 2, okay, 2.5 or 2.0, so 2.0 is the correct one. Okay, yep.
So if it's like 5, you have floor division 5 and then 2.0, would you still get 2.0?
It will still produce the same result. So 5 floor division 2.0, it will still produce the same result because the second operator has a floating point value. Okay, next important operator is modulo operator, which is represented with percentage sign. It performs the division, but it returns the remainder. So 24 mod 10 will return 4. So if you perform the simple division, 10 times 2 is 20 and the remainder is 4. So it always returns the remainder values. 50 mod 50 is 0. The remainder is 0. When you take a mod of a bigger number from a smaller number, the smaller number is returned. Okay, so for example, if you are taking a mod, let's say 2 mod 4, it will return 2. 3 mod 4, it will return 3. 4 mod 4, it will return what? 0. And 5 mod 4, what will it return? 1. So you see, it's kind of like a counter that keeps on resetting. So it's also a very good question from interview perspective, or like you will see sometimes in an assignment, not in this course, maybe in the next one, 2050, you might need to use a counter. So A naive approach would be writing a code, keep on tracking when the value reaches to a certain value and then reset it to 0. And the smartest approach is this, like you just use mod operator. And this is why we are learning programming, and this is why we are not completely relying on AI, okay? All right, so these two operators are very important, like floor division and modulo operator. It helps us perform like complicated tasks. So first I would give you a simple overview. For example, if you have a 3-digit number, I just want to pick up the last one. I just want to pick up the last one. What operation I can perform? What do you think? Any idea? So let's say I have 927 and I just want to retrieve this particular digit, the last digit, okay? If I use floor division, so first of all, in order to pick up the digits, you need to divide a number by 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 or whatever, okay? So if you divide it by, floor divided by 10, what will you get? 7. Are you sure? I'm floor dividing it by 10. It is just like 927 divided by 10. What should be the answer? 92.7. But we are performing floor division. So it will drop this out. And what will be the outcome? 92. Which means that when we divide a number by 10 having 1 0, it will drop the last digit. If I divide it by 100, it will drop the last 2 digits and retain the first one. Okay? If I perform the same operation with, mod operator, let's say 10, what do you think will be an output now? 7. It will now be 7. Okay? So, see, with the mod operator, you can retain that many number of digits as you have in the divisor. Okay? The last digit from the right hand side. If you're using the floor division, you can retain the uppermost digits. Okay?